Okay, did you guys ever hear this? That I think this is coming from Frank Milburn, so I don't even know like how accurate or not. But apparently, Amy Eskridge briefed Trump when he was in office in 2019. Did you guys ever any thoughts on this? UAP Mike might know about it. You were kind of tuned into stuff around then. Do you think this happened, or is
Where did
what do you
you
think?
uh where did you get this document from?
I think Frank Milburn was posting them a while back. He posted a bunch of messages from Amy, and he posted these, and he was just kind of like, it was actually pretty sad. And so for the audience who doesn't know, Amy Eskridge is a anti-gravity researcher who passed away in I think what 2022. There's contention about whether or not she was assassinated or if she just committed suicide. You know, people who knew her intimately, there's both of those camps, right? So I want to be respectful of that. I will say though that her boyfriend at the time, Mark, talked to my friend Tupa, and I was watching it, and he did say that they were getting like Havana syndrome during this whole time, right? Like multiple people around her have said that there was some kind of weird electromagnetic weapons going on around them. So I don't know, but yeah. So Frank Milburn in a sea of posting a bunch of documents about her and tweets and text messages from her, basically saying she was in fear for her life, and if she committed suicide, or if they said she committed suicide, she didn't. She's not suicidal. He also posted this saying she briefed Trump. So that's kind of the backstory there. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Got these documents. I know quite a bit about these. I have all of the pages of this document.
Oh
Uh,
shoot. So what's going on here? Yeah.
off behind the scenes about it.
Oh, you have to talk about behind the scenes about it.
Oh well, all right. I mean,
Well, what can you say publicly? Oh shoot, insider gatekeeper Mike here, dude. I didn't expect this.
Gatekeeper Mike.
like a throwback, okay, but this document is connected to a Canadian company, and called I think Genmat, not Gen. No, that's Deep Prasad's company. See, I don't want to see it get this wrong, but there's a company in Canada that his name is Sam something. He's the CEO of it, and they were involved in trying to get Trump briefed on the topic. And this document, a lot of the people that were employed with that company were involved in helping form this document. I don't know who the other parties were, also, but also Alien Protocols was involved with this document also. So he's someone who should also be reached out to. But yeah, this was I don't think the briefing happened. Um, I think this is just a suggested briefing to give to him, and it was sent to some. Oh, here's some more pages
Some
of
more
it. Yeah,
pages of it, yeah. But continue.
yeah, but no, it was a suggested briefing. I don't know that it actually ever happened, though. That was my only hang up. So I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah. Frank Milburn was adamant that it happened. Who X Shot Spade says, so what did Amy say that got her killed? And again, I'm not saying for sure, I think her family thinks she committed suicide, but people will say it's her research into anti-gravity, right? She was on that trail of like she had a really good kind of briefing document on it, and if she was doing stuff like this, I do know in an interview she was kind of in touch with Elizondo and Corbell. She was kind of a mover and shaker, right? And it's kind of weird. Hers is almost kind of reminds me of a Chris Gray situation where for a while it was kind of like taboo to even talk about. And I feel like finally now that kind of the dust has settled, people are more comfortable like speaking about it. But I remember for a while there, like people weren't really. I don't know. People weren't allowed to talk. Do you remember that, Mike, or no?
I was not really around all that, but I do know what you're talking about.
Definitely, I think her whole kind of story has kind of seen a resurgence lately. I guess is a good way to put it. But yeah, that's interesting, dude. That yeah, you kind of knew about this document too. Thanks for being here. And I see Arthur and King Wakata in the thing. I invited a bunch of people here today. The invite's on Twitter if you want to hop in, by all means. Let's continue along. Boom.
Thanks.
Hey,
Then
can
I
I
built
comment
it.
on that real quick?
Oh, on the Amy Escher joins, please do, sir.
Yeah, so I could tell you, when you started talking about this, it gave me chills. Right, like this is chilling to me because I have had in 2024 scientists tell me off the record, okay, and they would never say this in public, but that they, for one, have colleagues that have been under attack by some sort of Havana syndrome, direct energy type of weapon or attack, something along those lines, and that they are in fear, like they are afraid for their lives. There are certain places they won't travel to, and that they have their data, their research, on a switch to where if something happens to them, that it'll be sent out into the public domain. So this was chilling to me because I've been told an eerily similar, story by people off the record, and they meant it. Like they meant it. They don't talk about it publicly. It's not a part of their academic research or profile or anything like that. It's not in the news. But this is just chilling to me, and it has the ring of truth to me.
Yeah, and I'll say too, I've been making UFO content since like 2018. I think I put out my first video, or 2019. And I have like a little Discord I have, and some kind of communities I'm in where with other researchers and stuff. And Amy Eskridge and Havana syndrome were the only kind of topics I've ever floated about doing content about, where I was like actively like kind of warned off it, not in like a threatening way, but more of like a concerned kind of thing, like, hey, yeah, that might be a little too hot of a topic to make right now, or like you might actually start getting like messed with if you really do a really thorough deep dive on either of those topics. So I totally believe what you're saying right there, Dr. Mounts. Um, yeah, dude, crazy. The whole Amy Eskridge thing is pretty interesting, and it's pretty recent too. That's the thing. It's like I don't even think it's been 2 years since she passed away. You know.
The only last thing I would ask is, Mike, do you know how there would even be a connection between her and Trump at ever? Do you know how that would even be possible?
So the company that I know that was involved with this document employed a bunch of civilian scientists to put it together and kind of try to push forward a briefing. So it's possible she was involved with this company. She wasn't listed in any of the roles I saw on the company's website, but that's obviously she had passed at this point, so that would be why.
Okay, interesting, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting insight. Do you know anyone else who might have been involved with making this document other than Alien Protocols? You said anyone like that you could publicly say, or
I would say Deep Prasad might be someone who's familiar with how this document was made.